Hey everybody, welcome back. Week 6, we have our HIIT and core day today. So we're going to be on a timer. You need a box or a step and a jump rope. If you don't have a box or a step, you can just pretend, get your feet moving. Let's go ahead and get warmed up. Let's start in that wonderful child's pose. Reach the arms forward, shift your hips back. Let your hips kind of shift side to side if that feels good for you. Take a couple deep inhales and exhales. And then go ahead and draw yourself all the way forward and through. Grip through your glutes, open through the chest. Let your head roll around. Stretch through the abdomen. Nice stretch on your low back. And then curl your toes under, push your hips up and back. Grab tight through the core, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet, let one heel drop then the other. Get a nice stretch through the calves. We're going to get ready to use them with our jump rope. And then go ahead and just let your hips kind of rotate side to side. Get a little extra stretch through those lats and the hips. All right, bring your right leg up outside your right hand. Slide forward and back, forward, back. And then we'll switch to the other side. All right. Those hips open, hamstrings a little stretched. Alrighty, go ahead and make your way up and let's pull one knee into the chest. Grab around your knee, rotate through the ankle, one direction and then the other. Go ahead and open out and away and then see if you can cross it over. All right, we got one side without falling over. Rotate your other foot. Get some movement through the ankle. Okay, open out and away. And then cross it over. All right, hinge over those legs. Let your knees just kind of bend and straighten, and then open up through those arms. Bring your arms all the way up. Stretch one side, then the other. Grab through that arm. Okay, 4 rounds. We got 1 minute jump rope and 1 minute heel press. You'll be on your back, on your mat, pushing your heels up. Let's see here. Ready, set, and go. First round, we're going to go 4 rounds. We want to get our heart rate running, our breath a little heavier. Woo. You decide if you kind of need a little warm-up round or if you're ready to go right into it. Three, 2, 1. Okay, on your back, and the legs go straight up. Flex through the low belly. Feel that flexion to push your hips up. You don't need to force it. It doesn't need to be huge. Just grabbing in that right spot. Training those low abdominal muscles. Small little annoying move, not going anywhere huge, but super effective. Okay, bring it up, back at our jump rope. Woo. Tighten up the core. 15 seconds to go. Three, two, one. All right, back on the ground. Push up through those heels. Trying to figure out how to scoop to flex and push as opposed to protruding to get that push. Development of those low abdominals is important, but I don't necessarily want a protrusion down there. So I'm not trying to build size, find that scoop and push. Time. Okay, 2 sets down, 2 to go. Oh my word. Now I'm in my head. All right, there we go. Get the rhythm. It's okay. Some days are better than others. The whole point. Keep coming back. I'm going a little bit longer, but there's your timer. All right. Well, that was not the best round ever. Whew. All right, building the heat this round, that's for sure. Keeping those heels pushing. Try to flex your toes back. If your legs are tight and you can't get them straight, then you can let them bend and just do a little tailbone tuck. Same thing. Okay, back at it. Last round. Ugh, I'm going to blame it on my shoes. Okay, forget that. Seriously. What's the actual time? All right, here we go. Finish up here, and we're going to get our 30-second sets coming up. Keep that core strong, of course. It's the whole point You got it. Stay with it. Flex from the low belly. Try to control the drop. Whew. Try not to bounce back to the bottom. Time. Okay. Whew. Flip it over. We're going to stretch our calves and then get ready for jump squats and shoulder taps. If you don't shoulder tap, oopsies. If you don't shoulder tap, then you can stay up and shadow box, or you can hold a plank. You can do bird dogs. It'd be nice if you can get core flexion and shoulder work all at the same time. It's kind of what we're going for, but of course you don't have to. Okay, whatever works for you. Remember, you have to find ways to work around whatever bodily limitations, but also see if maybe you can check in here and there. Maybe you've built enough strength. You can push back into it. All right, ready, set, jump squats. This round, we'll go nice and fast. Have half the amount of time in our rounds. Okay, back onto the ground, facing high plank, shoulder tap. Tuck your tailbone, hold the belly strong. Ten seconds. Three, two, one. Okay, jump squats. Line your knees and toes. Okay, take it to the ground and shoulder taps. Keep your chest between your thumbs. Stay with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 down, 2 to go. Keep your core strong. Land into that squat. Explode from the floor. Time. Push into your thumb and first finger. Suction cupping those palms. 10 seconds to go. Three, two, one. One more. Come on, stay with me. Endurance day, conditioning time. Building our endurance, overall fitness. Oh, 7 seconds. Time. All right. Woo. All right, heart rate up. A lot higher that round. Let's stretch those calves again. Back to your down dog. Drive that right heel down, wrapping your left foot around it. Spread through the toes. Okay, next up, we have our squat thrusts. So that's a burpee without the push-up. And then, what you can do, jumping jacks, more jump squats, hinge and jump if you don't do burpees or something on your hand. And then we're going to do that thigh tug, that iso thigh contraction. It's for the core. So it's a tug of war between your arms and legs that really gets into your core. All right, ready, set, and go. Lots of core flexion, as always. Planting your shoulders right over the hands. Time. So lie on your back. Let your head rest and pull. So your low back drags into the ground. Tuck under your rib cage. Tough to do after we get our heart rate up so much. Whew. There was the shake. Started the shake. Time. Such a good opportunity to build awareness of the core. There goes my shaky leg. There we go. Back up. 2 more rounds. Time. Flex, flex. Takes me a couple minutes, not minutes, but breaths to kind of let myself settle. Then I can get that real contraction. One more. Stay with it. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Feel your rectus abdominis pull together. Your belly button drag down. Rib cage pull in. Time. Ooh. Okay, now we get our box or step. 1 minute of box runs or box switches. 1 minute of a dead bug. Take your butterfly stretch real quick. Whew. Okay. You find the height on your box that you like. I'm still thinking about my jump rope issues. I remember I went through a season like a while back that I struggled to get through a minute without messing up, whereas like, I don't know, back in the day I could do 8 minutes, 10 minutes, no problem. All right, ready, set, go. Find your rhythm. Knee lines with the toe. You're pushing through the heel. Core stays strong. Back stays tall. Chest lifted. Just past halfway. Three, 2, 1. Okay. Dead bug. Just like our thigh tug. It's all about self-flexion. You cannot allow your low back to come up off the ground. You're trying to create so much flexion that if anybody were to come poke or slap or jab, it's rock solid. Even if it has to go through a layer of mush first. We all have a little bit, some more than others, but you can still develop a seriously strong core and reap all the benefits. Time. Push through that heel, just so that you're engaging not only the quad, but using the hamstrings and glutes as well on that pushing leg. Watch your knee, make sure it lines up, same direction as the toes. That's right, running, flights of stairs. 3, 2, 1. Come on. Stay flexed. Don't just go through the move. Pull that low back toward the ground. Do that by tucking pelvis. Okay, we're up. 2 more sets. Over halfway. Keep that pelvis neutral. Woo, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Keep your non-moving sides flexed. Brain to core. Trunk tight and flexed. Stay with it. 1 second at a time. You find your best effort, your best intensity. One more. Still keeping track of your core flexion on your switches. Thirteen seconds. Three, 2, 1. Oh. Right here, before you move, you should already feel flexion. Your job is to make these as tough as possible. Good job if you're tired. So glad it's the last set. Tight, 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 tight. Oh. All right. Fantastic job. Beautiful. Go ahead, flip around. I'm going to start back with our downward facing dog. Drop your right heel to the ground. Wrap your left ankle around. Don't forget to keep the core still held solid. Other direction. Okay. Bring your right leg forward. Drop onto your left knee. Sit up. Tuck your tailbone. Then slide forward. So you're opening that back left hip flexor. Bring your left arm up. Keep reaching. You've got to kind of keep a little bit of core so that you don't compress the low spine. And then you've got to keep tucking that tailbone. Here for hip flexors, so feel that stretch. Both hands outside your right thigh. Take your twist. And then kick your right leg forward. Pull the toes up. Stretch over that hamstring. So have your right hip pull back a little and your left hip pull forward. Letting your chest drop over the thigh. All right, so now we'll go into our pigeon. Cross your foot over to the other side of the mat. Flexing that foot. Okay, so maybe barefoot shoes that are a little big for you aren't the best to jump rope in. That's okay. Lessons learned every day. Like I said the other day, workouts are the best form of training you how to be okay with failure or reframing failure as an opportunity. This feels so good on that hip, the back. Okay, you can stay here or go back into your lunge and see if you can get that back foot with your right hand pushing your hips down to stretch that quad. All right, release. And let's do the other side. Left leg forward. Sit up. Tuck your hips. So you're pulling your pubic bone up, your tailbone under. Slide forward. Reach the right arm up. Keep tucking the hips. Open that hip flexor. Okay, twist over that left leg. Ooh. Kick that left leg forward. Toes are up. Square off the hips. Take a few deep breaths, just whatever feels good for you. I hope that you're taking time for you each and every day. There's always more to take, more that could be had. You can read about monks and stoics and meditators and gurus, and the thought can be, well, that would be nice. But somebody in the real world has to work, has to keep life running. But if you take little pockets of time, just a minute, take a couple deep breaths, just a minute, stop and look at the scenery, even if it's hustle and bustle, there's beauty in everything. Something to be learned, something to be noticed. Just notice. Try to be present. We were just worried about and thinking about and trying to get to this moment 20 minutes ago. So maybe it's about being right smack dab where you are. Okay, see if you can grab that back leg. I do not have that angle with this leg today. So instead of maybe always trying to get where you're going, maybe be where you are for a few minutes where you can each and every day. All right. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day.